Hi there, I'm Rosy the Rascal 15, and today I'm going to be reviewing the classic 80s action horror sci-fi movie, The Terminator from 1984, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and directed by James Cameron. Before I even get started with this review, let me all know what you think of this new review format style. Please leave your feedback in the comments. Let me know if you guys like this new review format style, or do you guys prefer when I have the camera actually filming me so you guys can see my greasy face and smelly pajamas and very messy room, but like to hear and see what I look like when I'm reviewing a movie. But if you guys don't mind the style, leave me some feedback and comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button. All right, anyways, back to the topic. So, The Terminator. I mean, what can be said about this movie? I mean, I know this. I've pretty much talked about this movie a lot on my channel, and you know what? I figured, why don't I just review this damn movie on my channel? Because I've done funny things with this movie. I know I referenced this movie. I did a poll recently where I had a voting poll on my YouTube channel where I asked, what is your favorite Terminator in the entire series? And most of y'all agreed that the original Terminator was the best in the series, which I'm shocked because about 70% of y'all actually really like the Terminator. Don't get me wrong, I love the Terminator. I'm going to explain why it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But surprisingly, not that many people voted for Terminator 2, which I'm kind of shocked because Terminator 2 is a very popular movie. In fact, there's people who would argue that it's better than the first one, which I don't disagree with. I actually really like Terminator 2. I like it just as much as the first one. I think they're both just as good. There's things that Terminator 2 does better than the first, but I also feel there's things in Terminator 1 that does better than the second one. But yeah, surprisingly, a lot of y'all really love the first Terminator, so that's why I'm reviewing this movie. I actually will do this from now on. I'll have a voting poll, guys, from now on, and basically I'll have a movie review poll. I'll actually leave a couple of movies. Y'all vote which movie you would want to see me review, and I'll give my thoughts and recommendations. So, all right, here we go. And let's get started with the review, guys. I've talked long enough about introductions and what I've been doing recently. All right, here we go. So, the 1984 classic Terminator was made on a low budget of $7 million and was actually created because the director, James Cameron, said he had a terrible nightmare where he said he saw a man getting out of a car that was on fire and his skin came off and he revealed his body to be an endoskeleton of a robot that looked terrifying, and James Cameron said, I want to make that into a movie. So sometimes you can get some great ideas from your dreams, or nightmares in this case, and honestly, that's how I come up with some of my video ideas. I get them from dreams or nightmares. So James Cameron's an inspiration in the right ways, where you know how people say, in your dreams, man. Well, James Cameron proved us wrong that you can actually have something in your dreams and it comes out great. So the first Terminator, guys, is a very, 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 very well-made movie. If you guys don't know, I love this movie to death. It's one of the best action movies of the 80s. And it combines a lot of themes, which I actually am surprised that they work, considering the fact the movie was on a small budget, and, it combines the themes of, like, sci-fi, horror, drama, action, noir, all these themes, war. It has all these themes, and yet it works because the movie's able to balance it so well. It's one of those few movies where, like, if you told someone, hey, I want to make a movie about a future war with robots, but it also takes place in the past, and I wanted to have a love interest, and I also wanted it to be about a bodybuilder playing the robot, and I also wanted it to be scary. Like, you say all these things, and someone would be like, whoa, 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 slow down. You have way too many ideas for a movie. That's not going to work. And somehow James Cameron pulls a miracle, and it works. And it's still one of the most inspirational action movies of the 80s. The fact that James Cameron fit all these different types of themes works. And I actually applaud him, because that's why I love rewatching this movie so much, because it's just, damn, dude, the fact he combined all these themes is just astounding. It's like, I think the only thing that I can compare it to is maybe the original Star Wars movies, because those movies combine different themes of like westerns and sci-fi and swords and spaceship battles and stuff, fantasy. So anyways, we're not talking about Star Wars, but that's just using that as a comparison. So the first Terminator, guys, like I said, the story of the movie is basically, it's the future. It's supposed to be like the year 2030 something, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know if that's the year 2020 something or 2030 something. Basically, the future has gone to hell. Basically, Skynet is this company that basically made these robots where they end up taking over the world. It causes like the next World War III. Basically, all the world has gone to shit. The robots have taken over, and now it's up to a guy named Kyle Reese, who's been sent back in time to stop an evil cyborg named the Terminator. I'm sorry, the T-800. That's what he's called. His name in the movie is he's the T-800, but they just refer to him as the Terminator. Um, the Terminator is basically sent back in time with one goal, and that is to kill Sarah Connor, which is actually the mother of the child that's going to be the leader of this future war. Basically, there's going to be a war in the future, like I said, and John Connor is going to be the leader that's going to basically help out the resistance and win the war. And now it's up to Kyle Reese, who was a close friend of his, to go back in time and prevent this from prevent the war from happening, and not only that, but also preventing the fact he gets killed. So the first Terminator has a lot of action, guys. Like I said, the action in this movie is really well done. I'm surprised at how well the action still holds up for a movie that's 35 years old. Jesus, it's already going to be 30. Oh, it's already 35 years old. My God, that's quite a while. Anyways, so 35 years old. This movie's action is still amazing, and nothing about it looks cheesy. The effects are pretty well done considering the budget. I mean, I'm aware some of the effects do look a little dated. Like some of the, there's only like one scene that looks like, well, it just looks bad. But it's the budget. There's a scene where the Terminator is fixing himself in a restroom in an apartment, and basically he's like taking out his eyeball and he's checking out how to hide his fact that he's got a robot eye. Because the whole point of the Terminator is he's supposed to blend into the public. He's supposed to not reveal to himself that he's a cyborg from the future. He's trying to blend in with the other people as best as he can. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, the dude's freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Olympia. How are you supposed to blend in, dude? You would stick out like a sore thumb. Like, look at that honky guy over there. Look at how big he is, dude. That guy's got bigger muscles than me, my dad, and my two brothers combined. Like, seriously, man. How's the Terminator supposed to blend in with everyone when he just sticks out like a sore thumb? I know that's kind of the joke. All right, anyways, so yeah, this movie is actually surprisingly dark. Actually, the one thing I do like about the first Terminator that none of the sequels had, and none of them ever returned to this style, was that it had such a dark, gritty tone. Like, for the most part, it's a serious movie, and I mean, there's a few funny scenes in the movie. Like, there's a real hilarious scene where the Terminator pulls a guy out of a telephone pole, and he just throws him out, and it's real funny. And there's another great scene where the Terminator's stinking up an apartment, and the janitor there's like, "Hey buddy, you got a dead cat in there?" And the Terminator just looks for a response, and he just tells him to go screw himself. It's funny. There's some really good moments in the movie, and surprisingly, the comedy is done in good taste. It's not done like the sequels, like in the third, fourth, and fifth, where it just feels forced, and I'm just like, ugh. Especially in the fifth movie, the humor is just cringy and just, ugh. It's embarrassing in the fifth movie. All right, anyways, we're not talking about the fifth Terminator. So the first Terminator, again, guys, it has an amazing, score as well. The soundtrack's amazing by Brad Fiedel. Great score, very menacing, very, who doesn't know that? The theme song, everybody knows it. Especially the dun 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 dun. Just those, 5-6 notes people remember. I mean, again, guys, the story is basically that Kyle Reese has been sent back in time to prevent John Connor's death from the Terminator, and it's a great movie. It's filled with a lot of suspense. I forgot how suspenseful the movie is, because when it starts, it's pretty scary, knowing the fact, like, the Terminator just shows up, he's naked, and he just punches a hole through one of a random punk's dude's chest. And by the way, the punk in the movie is actually played by the same actor that plays Shao Kahn in the Mortal Kombat Annihilation movie. So, yeah, a little fun fact there. Yeah. Surprisingly, comparing Terminator to Mortal Kombat Annihilation is like comparing a 5-star dinner to something at the bottom of a trash can. A half-eaten apple core at the bottom of a dumpster. That's like comparing Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That's like comparing Mortal Kombat Annihilation to Terminator. That's just the comparison I would use. Anyways, going back to getting distracted there. Just don't want to talk about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I already did a review of that movie recently. So the first Terminator, guys, like I said, great movie. Amazing action. It's a great movie. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, go out and see it. It's great. Seriously, go out and get it. If you guys haven't seen this movie and you're wondering, Rosy, do you recommend? Absolutely, go out and see it. There's also a lot of scenes that, like I said, that do hit you pretty hard. For the most part, it's a very emotional and character-driven movie, and it's very well done. Like, the main character, Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor, you root for them. Yeah, by the end of the movie, when you're seeing them struggle to fight the Terminator, you feel it, because these characters feel very believable, and you care about them. something you don't get in action movies anymore nowadays is characters that are very interesting. And when you see a character get hurt, you're like, oh no, 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 no. Anytime, I always tell my friend, when you see a character in anything like a game, a book, literature, movie, whatever, and you see them like almost getting themselves killed, or in a real suspenseful scene, or an act of peril, and you just see them like in a real bad situation, you just like you're gripping your seat, or just like you're like telling yourself, oh no, 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 be careful, be careful. That's when you know the creator has made really good characters, and very interesting, deep, complex characters that you want to see get out at the end. So basically, guys, again, it's a very deep, driven character movie. The action scenes are amazing. I'm a big fan of the futuristic war that you see in the movie. The depiction of the future in the movie is really awesome. You know, it's got this cool looking neonish blue black design. It just looks awesome, and it's something that unfortunately the sequels didn't do really good, especially in Terminator Salvation. Terminator Salvation looked like a music video. It had like this desert look, which just didn't look good. I kind of like the look of the Terminators 1 and 2, and hell, even 3 had a great depiction of how the war looks. It's just, the sky is dark blue, and everything's all gray and neon purple. It's cool looking. It looks like a Mortal Kombat level when you look at the futuristic war. It's amazing. All right, guys, I've talked long enough. Go out and see the Terminator. Amazing action scenes. Great soundtrack. Really good characters. I got no complaints. I think my only nitpick is that, like I said, some of the effects, mainly on the apartment scene when the Terminator's fixing himself, you can tell it's an animatronic. But again, it's made on a small budget. Guys, nothing really I can complain. I would give this, honestly, a 10 out of 10. But, you know, no movie's perfect. So a 9.5 out of 10. One of the best movies of all time. Go out and see it. Get it. Buy it on Blu-ray. Get it on DVD. I don't know. Stream it. I don't know how you get your hands on it. Just go out and get the original Terminator. One of the best movies of all time. All right, guys. It's been your boy, Rosy 15, signing off. And if you guys want me to review the other Terminator movies, let me know. Maybe I'll probably do a review for Terminator 2 for sure. I do have a lot to say about that movie. Great movie as well. I argue it's even better than the first one. But all right, guys. I'll talk long enough. Take care, guys. See ya. Have a good one. This has been your boy, Rosy. Take care, guys. All right. Bye.